I have to admit, the last time I come out here, I used to play a lot of golf. So,
Oh, okay, yeah.
in fact, I still do play a lot of golf, but I don't come out here very often.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty
Cool.
exceptional sort of.
Yeah, so what, you played golf at Norton?
Yeah, I've played there a few times, and
While the yard's been here or before?
no, before the yard's been here.
Yeah.
So I
It's 15, 16 tee.
yeah,
Changed a bit.
yeah, it has a bit, yeah. Yeah, the whole place is pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, so horses moved in 14th of April 22.
Okay.
So yeah, coming up to 2 years now.
And things are going really well, aren't they?
Brilliant, like.
I'm not being funny, but
Yeah, this is the main bit here. So courtyard, etc. We've got 14 boxes here. They're slightly bigger boxes. They're 14 by 12. The rest of them you'll see are 12 by 12, which is plenty big enough. But these have got sort of the big chasers in it.
yeah.
So shake 'em up, Harry, straight in front of you here.
Okay.
That's his corner box.
Yeah.
And then we've got sort of owners' facilities on the left-hand side. So we've got dining room, etc. downstairs.
Yeah.
So if we do sort of Gallop mornings or owners come in, we can do big breakfasts.
Yeah.
Down there, up above it, we'll go have a look at sort of our owner's suite.
Yeah.
So that's got the champagne fridge, it's got
Yeah.
watch racing, have meetings with them. Just basically means you don't have to be kicked out.
Yeah.
You want to,
Yeah,
owners,
absolutely,
it's their
yeah.
hobby, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you want them to be able to hang out. And on the right-hand side of the offices.
Okay.
So yeah, this is second lot now. We do them in sort of groups. You'd see when they go up the Gallop, we sort of canter them in sort of groups of 6. Rather than sort of 20 horses going up all together, we split them up just to keep them more relaxed. That's the Hawkstonian here. So Jill, our head lass, is riding. Yeah, that's Clarkson sort of association. Morning, Jilly. All right.
Lovely morning.
Morning.
Oh my god.
And then it's a homebred on the other side, the Henley's bred. So that's the third foal out of the mare. Ben used to train the mare, and actually that's by Jack Hobbs. Hasn't raced yet, but it's quite nice. So we'll see. Yeah, so courtyard here, and then we've got 4 barns identical, which we'll go through. They've got 20 horses in each. Yeah, so leader in the park, he won at Kempton on Boxing Day.
Okay.
Finally sort of shown what we've seen at home. He's been a funny horse, haven't you? But yeah, he was brilliant that day, so it's really good to see you get his nose in front. Sort of led the whole way, which was fab. Yeah, so each of these boxes, all the same. You'll see we've got these sort of memory foam mattresses, which is, I think I'm right in saying we're still the only big commercial yard in the UK with it. But the idea came from Henry de Bromhead. He had it, who initially got it from dairy farms.
Okay.
But it's fab. Sort of, you'll see when everyone goes home at lunchtime, a lot of the horses lying down. It takes sort of weight off their legs and things.
Which you don't see on every.
No,
yard.
exactly.
Very rarely do you see horses
and you'll see
lying down.
like how relaxed the horses are now.
Yeah.
With horses sort of going past. Our round gallop's just here.
Yeah.
And the horses are the same when there's 20 horses galloping around that. They're just chilled, but it's a very relaxed place, which is obviously good for horses' health.
100%. And what do you say Ben's doing? He's gone down to see a lot. What?
So yeah, so you could just see in front of us cantering.
Oh yeah.
So the gallop's up through there. So 7:30, 8:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, roughly, are how our lots work.
Okay.
So they've kicked on to do second lot. So yeah, he watches them on the gallop. So he and his assistant Tom will go up and they'll watch them all canter. So on a Monday morning, they just do one up here. So Sunday generally is a day off, unless they're racing or upcoming races sort of today or whatever. But with everything being cancelled, it was quiet yesterday. So everything does one canter and they'll go for a little bit of a walk, leg stretch.
Yeah.
So this is Handstand's box in this one, and he'll stand in this corner pen, poking his head out there.
Okay. So
they're quite wet, obviously, at the moment.
Yes.
But when it's not, you just open their doors up and they can all come out and just have that little bit of extra space. So anything, sort of, we play around a little bit with the boxes, but it'll be young horses who need that little bit of extra sort of space, whether that's mentally, just to sort of have something to do.
Yeah.
A horse like Twig, who can be an unhealthy horse with his lungs, having that extra sort of exposure to the air.
Yeah.
So he'll always live in a pen box. Maybe a slightly older horse that's a bit creaky has that little bit of extra space. But yeah, the girls are nicknamed sort of their gardens. So horses that enjoy garden come down to this sort of bottom and a half. But yeah, the horse doesn't use it. We'll swap them to a horse.
How many horse boxes are there in total? Do you know?
Stables.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 94 here.
And are they full? Or
Yeah, we're full. Yeah.
Why? Okay.
So 94. We've got more horses on the books. We've got young horses off at sort of pre-trainers and things.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll always, morning Julie. We'll always have sort of a continuous sort of rotation. There's, it makes Hannah, our secretary, very grumpy. There's an empty box. So when you've got bills to pay and everything, you want to make sure you've got horses always sort of flowing in. If anything needs to go off for a holiday, they'll go away because there's no point in having a horse here that needs a break. We'll send them to a specialist. So yeah.
And how many staff sort of does
We're
it
about
take
30.
Okay.
So the way we structure it, we've got a barn manager. So all our staff are full time. We don't have anyone sort of come in and ride out. I know a lot of yards do.
Yeah.
We might have one or two sort of in university holidays or someone local. But we like it so barn manager in each barn, and then they'll have sort of a team of 4 that will report to them. So they'll look after 4 or 5 horses each.
Yeah.
Say like that line of.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to request a favourite that they can add into their mix. Because whoever they look after, they go racing with.
Yeah, okay.
But they'll also ride then 4 lots in the morning. They won't necessarily be the same 4 or 5 that they look after.
Okay.
That's sort of more matched on rider style, horses sort of temperament.
Yeah.
But again, that'll be the same horses every day because a massive part of it is knowing the normal.
Yep.
And then you can spot the abnormal.
That's one of the
biggest
walkers I've seen as well.
Is it? So that's 10 horse.
Yeah.
So yeah, very handy. Anything that's... we don't have many cold-backed ones, but anything that's a little bit funny to get on might go on there for a bit. If they've had the physio and they need a few days non-weight bearing, they'll do their exercise on there. And then this is...
What do we have here? This
is
lovely
nicknamed
building.
our sixth form suite.
It does have that vibe, actually, just looking at it. It's like...
So it's staff facilities, basically.
Okay.
It's being converted at the moment up the top. Going to have 10 bedrooms for our team so they can move on to site. At the moment they're down in the golf club and we've got sort of a few houses in and around the area, but it'll be easy to have them here. And then we'll have a look now. We've got tack room, massive laundry, which boring but essential.
Much needed.
And then down the end is sort of kitchen facilities and hot showers. If you a day like this and then you're off racing, it's quite nice to have a warm shower. So this is the tack room.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own area, own peg.
Who we got coming in and riding out here every day?
So these are our team. These guys work for us full time. So on a Monday, this is us, and then so the way we structure it. So Monday I said they'll do 1 canter and go for a bit of a walk, and then a Tuesday and a Saturday are our work mornings. So that's when they're galloping. That's when jockeys will come in.
Okay.
A Wednesday is a hack day generally, so that means we've got access to bridleways all through the valleys and stuff out the back. So nice. Weather permitting,
keeping horses
they'll go
happy.
Exactly, and they'll go do that. At the moment, they're just having to do 1 canter because it's too wet to get.
Yeah.
Down there, a Thursday, first lot is a schooling morning, so jump schooling. So again, jockeys are in.
Yeah. What sort of jockeys are coming in?
So we've got Ben and Keelan.
Yeah.
They'll be in most of the time. Liam Harrison's coming in quite a lot. We've obviously got Callum.
He's a great guy, Liam.
Yeah, exactly.
Met him
we've got Callum and Elliot who are our conditionals, so they're in anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Bass comes in when he can. He's not broken.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a few of them. So this is how it is. So horses. So riders' names down here, and then these are their lots. This is what they're doing. So that's just 1 canter, WT walk trot. That's on the round, so she will be doing 3 one way on the round, for example.
Okay.
1 is 1 steady. So yeah, things like that. Just that's sort of how the morning's set up. And then in here is our racing tack room. So we ride in here. You'll see like plastic tack, so the bridles and everything.
Yep.
Whereas we still race in leather.
Okay.
So when you walk in here, you get the good smell. So this is sort of the.
I have to say,
yeah.
It's immaculate, isn't it?
It's so good, isn't it?
And they're not all as immaculate as this.
Well, I think that's the bonus when you're able to purpose build somewhere. You can plan for spaces like this.
Yeah.
Like I didn't actually. I started with Ben after the move here, but I think the old tack room was about that size.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you're cramming it all in. Whereas here you've got the space. You've got underfloor heating throughout, so everything can sort of dry out.
And all these colours.
Owners' colours. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen this has grown over the.
Yeah.
Even probably just the last couple of years, hasn't it? 2 or 3 years. It must be more
well,
colours
to be
there.
fair, Ben's been full since I've sort of been here.
Yeah.
But like you know, he's based a lot of sort of time buying stores and building his team of horses from the ground up, and our owners have been fantastic, sort of supporting that. So it's nice to see.
Yeah.
Like the novice chasers we've got now coming sort of working their way through. So the quality of horse is increasing. And I think that's because Ben and our owners are aspiring to great things. So yeah, it's nice to sort of see. And then multiple sets when the owners get really hooked and they end up with the need for 2 or 3 sets of colours, then you know you're going well. So yeah, we've got some fun ones in here.
So we just get some of the...
So that's Henry's friend.
Yeah.
Where is it? Just there.
So that's one that
He won the Reynolstown last year,
Yeah.
and he won the Mandarin
Yep.
the other day.
These are Diva Lunas, aren't they?
Yeah, Diva Luna Personal Ambition.
And personal. Is that the same owner?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes, that's the McLennans. We've got JP's. You probably want Harry's, don't you?
Mr. Redknapp's ones. There's Harry Redknapp's colours there.
Yeah.
And I'll speak to Ben, I'm sure, and
Yeah.
hopefully we see him. But it must be great to have some of the owners that you do have. I know every owner's probably
Yeah.
treated exactly the same, no matter
Yeah.
who you are, I'm sure.
100%.
But it is probably a little bit extra special to have someone like Harry, who sort of, I suppose everybody sort of knows, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Harry's very lucky, with the horses he's got here. Like the jukebox man, that's awesome. But I think
Bound
it's
to greatness is.
yeah, he's going all right. He's got a big one in him.
Yeah.
I know he's a bit sort of like this, but hopefully. But any owner that loves it, it's a pleasure to train for, isn't it?
Shake him up, Harry, as well.
Yeah,
you mentioned, didn't
yeah.
you?
He had his. He's all right. He sort of had a bit of a tumble at Cheltenham, but he's on the mend. So hopefully we'll get there. And then all our kit down here, and then we've obviously got Fitzstairs who sponsor us.
Yeah.
So that's all branded up, all the paddock sheets and everything, on all our coats. So
Yeah,
they're a
didn't
big part of it as well. So this in itself is quite a cool viewpoint when it's not
Yeah.
freezing cold. So you've got Nige across the way here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good sort of viewpoint of the yard.
So that's Nigel's Gallop there, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and his stable's at the top.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
There you go. And then this is our owner's room. So nice and warm. Pop the racing on and just,
Would this be on a day like today if racing's off where
Yeah,
Ben
so
might be, for example?
no, so he's got his office across the way, which we'll have a look at as well in a minute. This is more, I think in the old yard, Hannah and Ben had their office and the sofa and the TV all in one room. And when you're trying to do declarations, have chats with owners, you've got other owners in, it's easier to sort of
separate. Yeah,
exactly. So they can come in here and watch, and no one feels the need to be kicked out as such. On a grim day, you can stand and watch horses gallop. But and if we have syndicates come in, you've got enough space to host everybody, have a cup of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. Or a beer and a wine.
Oh, exactly.
Hopefully a champagne or two.
Exactly.
If you have winners.
Yeah, so things like that. It's just quite nice. Rewatch races, and then photos on the wall.
I'm looking forward to talking to
Yeah.
Ben about this.
Yeah.
So for me, this is the one that I put him on the map a bit,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well,
I backed
you
it
say
16
that
to 1 as
definitely
well.
did you?
Yeah.
So the first horse you ever bought, Raven's Tower,
Yeah.
was a massive. Like that was huge because although he wasn't the superstar like that, he drew the interest of the bigger owners.
Yeah.
He's only just retired now from racing. He pointed for the last couple of seasons, but so Ravens would be the horse that enabled Ben to train horses like that.
It didn't win a Grade 1, did it?
No.
It's
Yeah,
that,
I know,
It's
but-
that word there that does it, isn't it?
Yeah. But without him, you wouldn't have got.
Of course, I
you know.
completely
So yes,
understand.
Willoughby would be very special. You've got Barters as well. So this is to be on the wall in here. You've got to be a festival winner.
Horse on the inside, he's got 4 towns, he's going on a holiday, do it like a dude, he's only a point-to-pointer. Getaway Drumley, second at Fontwell last time. Twyford Diamond was second at Leicester last time, she'll go close next time. Lot Nikhil's a youngster, unraced, but goes very well. Horse on the inside is what's called Hornica, she's running a bumper soon. This is Meet Me by the Sea, JP's horse,
Yeah.
won his last 2.
Yeah, nice horse that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
nice horse, yeah, very nice. Sunjoy, he was second at Sedgefield last time. Also, there's a Champagne Twist. Been a little bit disappointing this year, but he won the EBF final. He won the EBF final last year. It was a good horse. Horse on the inside is a point pointer. Outside is a horse called, can't see her. That's Katira de Mestravel, which was third at Fontwell, first time out. She's a nice filly. This is bad. Doesn't like winning.
Frustrating horse,
Yeah,
eh?
don't like winning. But that's
Talented, isn't
yeah,
he?
very, yeah. Horse on the outside is called Crystal Days.
Yeah.
Lovely filly. And then Hawkstonian.
Yeah.
He's going to go for a Windot. He's been up Mambo number 5. So we paid 450,000 for from France.
Right.
Hasn't ran yet. Was meant to run this week, but don't know if it's going to be on now.
Whereabouts might that run?
Huntingdon.
Oh, they do.
Fiercely Proud won the lad.
Yeah, lovely horse.
With the hood on there. The Kingpin's a grey horse.
Yeah.
Further, he got the race awarded to him at Newbury there when Lorcan hit it too many times, the winner.
It finished second at Lingfield as well, didn't it?
Third
Was
at
it third?
Lingfield. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there that
Third
day.
at Sandown. I think he was no, he was about fifth at Lingfield. He faded.
Right, okay.
He was third at Sandown, and then he he finished fifth and he was second, but he got the race awarded to him.
But nice group of horses here.
Yeah, no, it's a nice bunch. Yeah.
So how long have you been with?
It's about 10 years this summer.
Okay.
So yeah.
And to be fair, there probably isn't many better places to be involved with, is there?
No, like we're very lucky now. I mean, this place. Did you ever come to the old yard?
I didn't, I have to admit, no.
Jesus, yeah, no.
Where was the old yard? Not far away.
Yeah, no, only 5 miles. Yeah, it was like a farm basically. It was just, but this is different gear. We've got very good facilities and good staff and nice horses. So.
When you think of the consistency that the yard, and I suppose under Ben's stewardship, if you like, has had over the last 2 or 3 seasons, I think it's got to be clear you're doing something unique and different. I think, and to get that consistency, because everybody has these patches.
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah,
don't feel
since
like
we
you're
moved
having
here, we definitely had patches in the old yard, but this is just so much. The airy, the health of the horses is so much better here.
Yeah.
It's been designed that way, so
Yeah.
you'd like to hope that is the case. And since we've been here the last 2 seasons, we've never really hit a bad patch.
Yeah.
They're consistently.
Touch wood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it'll come.
Yeah.
Every yard has it. You can't. It's one thing you can't really get around, but we do all we can to keep them healthy and make sure everything is clean and the horses don't get sick, I suppose. But,
Exactly. Yeah.
and I guess the one thing we do now, when we get new horses in from Ireland or from the sales, or whatever, they don't come here. Like we keep them away from here for a week, and they have a clean trap wash before they're brought into this yard. That's a major thing. If you start bringing horses in from Ireland and things, just chucking them in willy nilly, you'll get a bug.
Yeah.
So no, we're lucky that we don't have to do that. But yeah, no, like even over the year, like the previous 2 seasons, one barn would be full of youngsters, And now we're at a stage where we've got 95 horses to run. We don't need the youngsters here until they're ready to come.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that get sick quite quickly and easy.
Yeah.
So if you can keep them away from you, then it's you've got half a chance. So.
I think almost you created like dare I say it, a first team and a football academy system almost, like for horses, haven't you?
Well, we got other people now that do them for us that are very good. Marcus Foley does some of the youngsters, and then Luca Morgan's got a few, and Charlie Post. So they do all the groundwork for us, and then when they're ready to come back, we'll have them back.
What have you made of sort of like the Christmas period for you guys? I mean,
with
if you couldn't have almost dreamed that it had gone much better, could you?
No, definitely not. Although we had some good winners on some big days, which definitely helps. The Jukebox Man was obviously very good. Henry Strand won the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fiercely Proud won the Ladbroke. We had some big winners, which is what you want.
Yeah.
No, we had a very good Christmas period, but no one remembers Christmas now. It's all on to the next one. You gotta keep going.
No. Started your Boxing Day double, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Leader
so
in
this
the
is
Park.
Leader in the Park, a horse that we've always thought plenty of. We always thought he'd be a chaser, but just last season he never really got to the heights that we expected him to. He did win, but he wasn't the horse I was hoping for. Came back in this season, once again showed everything we wanted to see. Went to Cheltenham and ran averagely. Just didn't really get into a rhythm, so we've sent him to Kempton, another big ask really. Made all jump much better, totally different horse, so hopefully he can go on now. There'll be a race for him towards the end of this month, but we're in no, he probably needs to find a few more pounds if we were to think about the handicap at Cheltenham, the novice handicap, but he might just be one that's better on a flatter track, so he might be an entry horse as well. But it's good to have him back in the winner's enclosure and showing some potential that we thought he had.
Nice to see.
So this is Mambo.
Yeah, this is
So
number 5.
yeah,
A very well-named horse, and I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll have his supporters just for that alone. But
yeah. He's just turned 4. He's absolutely massive. He's run 3 times in France already. Came with a big reputation. Delighted to be training him. He's in the listed Chatter's Fen juvenile hurdle on Thursday or Friday at Huntingdon. Hope and pray it's on.
yeah,
It's a good race, some nice horses, but I'd love to see how this lad gets on. I think he's a proper horse.
number 5.
So
Could be anything at this point, I suppose.
yeah, he just see how we get on. Whether he goes to any of the spring juveniles will depend on how he goes in the next few weeks. This is Handstands, who I think is a very, very good horse. I think, if I'm honest, I wouldn't be able to split him and Juki.
Okay.
So just delighted with him and what he's done so far. He was unlucky at Wincanton. It was hi Maggie. He was unlucky at Wincanton. It was a disaster of a race. It was near good to firm ground, and they went a right gallop, and he was just out of his comfort zone early doors, and
Put that right at
put it right
Sandlane,
in,
wasn't it?
yeah, in no uncertain terms. He's in this weekend at Warwick in the Hampton Grade 2.
Okay.
And then he'll have the Scilly Isles or the Reynoldstown next on his list. He probably won't go to Cheltenham, I don't think. He'll probably save him for Aintree.
Yeah.
But he's a very, very good horse. And
Ground dependent, or is he
No,
just
he
good on
won.
everything?
Yeah, he's one that will be coming forever. He's got his horns in his ear.
Yeah.
It's like little
So
growth, extraordinary, really. But we leave them be. But no, he's a lovely horse, and we adore him.
Excellent. Handstands is one that I know lots of you have asked to talk about. So there he is, and looking well. Right, so we're here at just stopped at this barn because comment was this is a lovely young horse.
It's called Legal Weapon. He won the Newbury Bumper middle of December. He's always had plenty of ability, and he goes to Windsor for the valuable bumper there at the what's it called, the Winter Millions race. But he's a nice horse. He's a class horse. Got loads of ability. Doesn't know how good he is, and should become.
Look, talking of Windsor, did you have runners on the first?
Did, yeah. I thought it
What
was
did you
brilliant.
think? Yeah.
Thought it was brilliant. Thought the atmosphere was great. Really enjoyed the whole experience, and just great to be back there. And it just felt right, really.
Yeah.
We had a few runners, a couple, I think the same race. One finished second, but it was just a good day all round, really. I just loved every second of it. It's hard to know.
Okay, yeah.
So, obviously, he won his first 2 starts this season, and then he went to the Challow, and he jumped and travelled superbly, which we know is going to work out to be a very good race. But from 3 out, the lights went out. He wasn't himself for whatever reason. I've got a feeling he's best fresh, and he is now qualified for the EBF final as well, because one of his first runs was an EBF qualifier. So I'd imagine we go there and then maybe look at Aintree if we wanted to afterwards. He's a lovely horse with a big future. He'll be a fabulous chaser, and just really like him, to be honest. He's got lots going for him. People will say he's just not good enough.
Very fit looking.
Yeah, he was fit as a flea for the Challow. And that's why I said I just feel like he might be best with a bit fresh.
I think it's going to turn out to be a very good challenge, though.
It is, yeah.
Isn't it?
It is going to work out. But this lad, from the back of 3 out, he was going nowhere. But that doesn't mean he's not up to the job. It just means he wasn't his day. But he'll be one that people will look back on and think, that wasn't his running.
Diva Luna won on New Year's Day. Obviously won at the Aintree Grand National meeting as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And she's she holds certainly a special place in your heart.
I mean, look, she came to us after she was second. She's a bit funny about her head. She came to us after she was second in her point to point, And luckily for us, Lynn and Angus McLennan owned her in her point-to-point as well. And then she arrived here. We gave her plenty of time. Lynn and Angus weren't overly worried about bumpers, but if they're going to run one, we might as well see where we were. So she ran a listed bumper at Market Raisin first time out and won.
Yeah, that's normally a good race, isn't it? That's
Good race.
Queen's Gamble won that.
Yeah, yeah. And then she's gone to Aintree and she's won as she liked. And at that point, that is what I know she is. She's beaten, like that good mare of Nichols is the one that listed novice hurdle the other day at Taunton.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'll think of it in a minute. Then, Listen to Your Heart that won a graded and listed race this year. She was 5th, I think. This is a proper mare.
Yeah.
And she came back in. She looked a million. We were delighted with her. She threw a proper snotty nose shortly after, in October, just when we were ready to run her. So we eased off her, and actually it took her a long time to get over it properly.
Yeah.
A normally long time, and she obviously got beat. No one wants to see these horses get beat, but she got beat at Lingfield by Metcaina.
Yes, I was there that day.
And I think it was a bit of a muddling race. We were in front, then we weren't, and then it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And she was closing at the line. She came on massively fitness-wise for it. She went to Cheltenham, soft ground, first time over 2.5. She jumped brilliantly. Woodsy said she was great, but she's just nowhere near as good as she can be. And I think she'll improve again for the spring. And she'll run one more time. She's in good form with herself, and I'm very happy to see her head back in front. And I think the sky's the limit with this filly. I think she could be very, very good.
Save her for something later in the season, or is Cheltenham?
She'll go to the Mayor's Novice if she wins next time out. The next race could be a bog standard novice. It could be a grade 2. We'll see. We'll let her talk to us. But she's a very, very talented filly, very professional filly, and she's got a lot to look forward to. Like
a lot of the good ones as well. She's definitely got a personality.
Yeah, she's inquisitive. It's our diva.
Yeah, good old Diva Luna. So we're here. This is current, I suppose, one of your stable stars. That has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. He obviously was a very good horse last season and the year before in bumpers, but last season he sort of came to fruition, was unlucky not to win in grade 1, I think. Yeah. And he always looked like a chaser in everything he did, and obviously this season he's come out, he's won grade 2 and a grade 1, and hopefully the sky's the limit.
Must have given you some thrill at Kempton to see him settle in behind and, I suppose, looks very mature. Yeah,
he's done it 2 ways, hasn't he? He's looked electric from in front, and he bobbed away nice and quietly in behind and came to the front when we needed him. But he seems to have, at this present moment in time, he seems to have everything you need from a very classy individual, and hopefully he can keep on the straight and narrow, and we'll see him in March.
Are you swaying one way or the other at this moment in time in terms of the March targets?
I think it's looking much more likely that we'll go 3 miles now.
Okay.
He will continue to have an entry in the 2 mile when entries are out later this week and into next week or whenever it is. But all of a sudden the 2 mile, the Arkle's looking like it's hotting up considerably.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd be out of his depth, but I think we might be better off playing to his strengths over 3.
Well, this is the jukebox man, and I, for one, am super excited to see this one in March, hopefully, because he's some lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Okay, so this is one that I think a lot of our followers and any racing fan sort of knows the name. This is Shake 'Em Up Harry.
Yeah, no, he's become one of our... he's without doubt, in fact, the yard favourite.
Okay.
Everyone adores him. Ev, who just walked out there, looks after him, and I think there's no horse like this lad. He's always been one that we adored. He was becoming sort of the bridesmaid in good races, and then last season it sort of all came to hand, winning New Year's Day, and then obviously winning at the festival.
Yeah.
He normally takes a run to get himself going. We met with quick ground and then bits and bobs stopping us, and he had a nasty fall at Cheltenham in December.
Yeah.
And he was properly sore afterwards. Okay. We were worried about neck fractures and things like that.
Really?
But
Okay.
It was all soft tissue damage, and he's just started to be ridden again now. So we'll be looking to try and get a run into him pre-Cheltenham and then go back to the plate or the Ultima, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's a 2.5 or the 3 mile.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a special horse, and he'll only ever run when we're happy with him because he owes us nothing.
It means so much. Yeah,
exactly.
That's Shake Him Up, Harry.
This is Pick Rock. So he,
plenty big enough,
yeah. So he was second in the EBF final, second in the valuable handicap at the end of the season at Sandown. Nothing but a chaser, and the silly idiot went and just didn't flick his toe on landing at Carlisle first time out.
Yeah.
He was odds on up at Carlisle, and he turned over and gave himself a nasty cut on the outside. He's also in the Towton Grade 2 chase this weekend. He's in at Kempton as well. He's ready to rock and roll again, but yeah, it's just taken us a little while to get him back over his leg. I'd love to get a couple of runs into him. I think he's made for the 2.5 mile handicap chase at the festival. I think this is
the plate, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, no chase novice, the new novice.
Oh right, okay, the new one, yeah.
Whatever it was called, but I just I love him to fill their shoes.
A question that I think I'd like to know anyway. The
Yeah.
answer to is, what do you think you do differently, what you're doing differently, that is producing the form and the quality of horses that you are currently producing? Because it starts an exceptional sort of like
rise.
Yeah, horses at the highest level all the time.
Yeah, so it's all to do with, firstly, you're buying a better standard of horse in the first place.
Okay.
That helps massively. But the consistency and the ability, it's this place.
It is this place.
It's this place, yeah.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, it's simple. There's horses. There's a lot of horses here. There's 94 horses here at any one time, but there's always. It's designed to take that many horses.
Yeah.
It's a big airy. Everywhere is very airy. The barn's very healthy. And it just allows the horses to hold their health. And if you can hold their health, you can train them a little bit without even knowing. You probably train them a little bit harder because you're not worried about bugs and snots and all the rest of it. And it makes it all a lot easier. Obviously, you've got great facilities now as well. But yeah, that would be the main. It's just the health of the horses, and it allows you to train them properly. We've never ever trained horses too hard. It's not our style, and I think that allows horses to sort of find their feet, and that's I think what we do so well with the chasers is because they're by the time they're chasers, they're still plenty left in the tank.
Well, with many.
Yeah, exactly.
This is interesting. It's the other side.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've been to your facility since I looked at that.
Yeah.
Change of the golf course.
Yeah.
It looks such a slick operation.
Yeah.
I think go into the business world, for example, I don't know, professional football, for example.
Yeah.
You go to the best Premier League sides, you're seeing the best of the best, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, I hope
here.
we were very fortunate in designing this facility. We designed it from a blank canvas. Very few people get to do that.
Yeah.
So again, that was a very fortunate situation. We have tried to design a facility which, not only looks great but works well. So everything's, there's a lot of thought about what went where and how it all works. And hopefully it can continue on. I mean, it'll be 3 years in April that we've been here, and it's been, I think we'd all agree that training here is a lot more enjoyable than training. To able to keep it all going. Some nice horses in this string, actually. It's a nice filly that's come to us called Queen's Abbey. You've got It's Hard to Know. He's very good. He wasn't really his running in the shallow hurdle, but he'd won his first 2 starts. Diva Luna here.
Yeah, good old Diva Luna.
So
Do
she's
you love her?
yeah. I think she's a belter. Yeah, I think she's very talented.
Kind of, there's a few people grabbing that run at Cheltenham.
I always think if they win, they win. She was first along 2.5 miles, soft ground. We hadn't had an easy autumn, an early winter with her. She hadn't been herself. She got she was really quite ill at one point, and I think it's just taken a little while for her to find her feet. And I think she'll only get better as the bit of spring sunshine on her back. She'll run that once more now between now and Cheltenham, but she's a class horse with a big amount of natural ability. And I wouldn't swap her for any other mare in the country.
Can't all win on the bridle every time.
No, and sometimes they have to do it a bit, gritty. But she jumped and travelled beautifully, and I mean, who knows these races? Who knows? Who knows? Other horses in the race fancy. She drifted on the morning because there was obviously plenty of money for other horses, and she did it as she won by a length and a half, and that's perfect. A lot of people behind Cleveland's can trade horses, and best of luck to them.
I think with Puma Nations,
Yeah.
you train 94 horses on 9 horses.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bloody tough gig. You could just see that from. It's so fragile, aren't they?
They can be. Yeah, they really can be.
Everything spot on as you wish, and then wake up one day. It's
Cheers.
So how long is this Gallop?
So this is just under 6 furlongs basically.
Okay.
So this is a Gallop. It's 5 metres wide, so a lot wider than most. And so they on a normal. So today's just one canter.
Okay.
They come up in groups, smaller groups of like 5 or 6, and there's thinking behind that. So if it was a work day, they'd now trot back down this track where we're stood, and then they'd do their second canter, and then they'd trot back down. They sit up sides 3rd time and 4th time, and so the idea behind small groups is the fact that the smaller group gets onto the bottom of the Gallop much quicker, much easier than if you've got a street of 25. But the front one's getting frustrated because they're not able to go forward, and the back one wants to get on the Gallop. Somebody in the middle is getting kicked or worse. So we do it like this, so that the smaller groups they just literally walk to the Gallop, canter up. They're much more relaxed in their work and keeping it simple. So you can see these guys now are just walking back down towards us, and then these guys will canter past us. So it's a different style. Deep. It's a deep carpet Gallop, about 16 inches deep, so it's very hard work.
Yeah, I can.
All right, Oliver? Yeah, I think. Does he? All right. Okay. All right.
See Ollie one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bit fresh, Sammy.
One of the claimers that you've got there.
Callum
Yeah.
Pritchard, yeah.
He's making a bit of a name for himself. Isn't he?
Certainly is, yeah. He's very good indeed.
What's he claiming at the moment?
Wow.
7?
He's got 2 left with 7.
Back to that 7.
A lot of people.
Someone's got him.
Yeah. There's only it's not long until it's down to 5. is it? Yeah, no, he seems to be very good.
Talking of jockeys, though, to be fair, you must be delighted with both Ben and Keelan. You've got two class acts there, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. They are two very decent jockeys, riding at the top of the game at the moment, and we're very, very happy to have them both. Obviously, Ben's our first jockey now. Woodsy was our first jockey last year, but he had a lot of whip bands. Ben substituted for him a lot, but Woodsy's retained by the Megsons, and the Megsons not having their horses here anymore. I wasn't going to play second fiddle to somebody else having first call over a jockey, so that's why we've ended up how we have.
Yeah, understandable.
But Ben's class. Ben's taken every opportunity with both hands, and that's what the game's about, really. Okay? Yeah, much better. Okay? All alright? Henna's happy? Yeah, very. Right, good luck. Okay?
Why? What more? This has been, we've been able to integrate all the facilities, a lot of members of the team. Miranda, Ben, and Tom have been amazing with us. And the truth is, this place is pretty special. It's like no other that we've been to. I've absolutely loved it. Can't wait to show you what it's all about. So you see this video. Hopefully you love it. And we will continue to bring you more of these types of videos.